You want to take some amazing fireworks pictures? Well, watch this video. I'll talk about how I take fireworks pictures. But first of all, who am I? My name is Mike Patterson, and I've been a professional full-time photographer located here in Western Canada for over 39 years. Made my living exclusively from photography. Recently, well, I guess not recently, but about 25 years ago, I started a photo lab where I print from beginners to professionals from all across North America. So my life is 100% photography. My hobby is photography. My business is photography. So I talk and I share about how to get better pictures for you. Now, if you like this video, please click on the like button, click on the subscribe button, and let's get into it. So, fireworks photography, I love it. I absolutely love it. It is so fun to do, but you need to be prepared and really prepared. Fireworks can last anywhere from a couple minutes to 10, 15, 20 minutes, but usually they don't go over half an hour. So you're shooting a lot of pictures in a very short time. So preparation is essential. The number one thing, and if you watch any of my videos that I hate tripods, but doing fireworks pictures, get a good tripod. Borrow a tripod. A tripod will just make so much more enjoyment for you and give you so much better pictures that it's not worth trying it otherwise. So get yourself a good tripod. I also recommend taking a nice comfortable chair. Set your tripod up at a nice height so that you can sit in the chair so you're not dancing around, so you're not banging your camera. It's so much nicer. Number 3, take a flashlight. Now, if you have a light on your phone, that's great, fantastic. But if you don't have a phone, whatever, take a flashlight so you can see. I have trims through some awful places. And without a flashlight, I would have been up to my knees in water and mud and bugs and everything. Take a flashlight, makes it so much better. Talking about bugs, take bug spray. Again, makes it so much better, so much more comfortable. If you're not swatting bugs, if you're not uncomfortable, so take some bug spray. If it's going to be a cool night, take a jacket. Take a blanket if you want to. I like being comfortable when I shoot pictures. It's not some sort of a challenge where, how bad can I make it? Be comfortable. So get someplace and be comfortable. I like to set up a little bit further back from the crowds. I don't like to be right up to the crowds. I like to find myself a good location. I like to get there early. I like to get it set up. And I like to be able to, be comfortable when I shoot. So get there, scout out a location so you know where the fireworks are coming, where you know that they're going to be set off, and make sure there's nothing in your way. If you don't know the location, look online from past years to see where other people have shot from to give you some ideas. You don't want a building in your shot. You don't want power lines. You don't want a tree in your shot that's going to be blocking out some of the fireworks. So find a location that works for where you're going to shoot in the look that you want, and you'll be so much further ahead. Now, before I even get into the next section, I'm going to tell you. Next thing, before we start talking about camera equipment, prepare your camera equipment in advance. Charge your camera batteries. Make sure the charged batteries are in your camera. Make sure that you have a camera card that has enough room on it so you can take the pictures you want to take. I strongly recommend in all shoots that you go with a completely empty camera card. Download them all to your computer, format it in your camera, go with an empty camera card. With fireworks, like a few other things, I also recommend a fast camera card. So if you have a slow camera card and a fast one, put the fastest one in there. Now, you're not going to be shooting a ton of pictures like motor drive 10,000 frames per second or anything like that. But you want to make sure that when it takes a picture that you can start taking another picture right away, and it's not going to say wait, because that's so frustrating, especially when you have such short time to do it. So make sure that you have batteries charged, your camera's card's empty. And the other thing is, make sure you know how to put it on a tripod before you get out to where you're shooting, before you're rushing to get things set up, and all of a sudden you realize, I forgot the plate, or I don't know how to get it onto the... So set things up, prepare it ahead of time, and then when you go out, it'll be so much easier. Now, let's talk about camera equipment. People ask me, can you take fireworks pictures with your cell phone, smartphones? Yes, you can. I don't like to, but yes, you can. If you have a little tripod for it, even better. but it will take pictures. I don't think they look as good, but that's just me personally. Can you take them with a point and shoot camera or a hybrid camera? You can. The only thing you want to make sure of is that the camera has manual focus, so you can actually set the focus. You don't want it to try to focus while it's taking the picture because you'll miss a lot of stuff. And you want to make sure it has a manual exposure so you can set the exposure. But the best cameras to take pictures of fireworks are DSLRs and mirrorless cameras. It's just so much better quality. You can take it with other stuff, but if you're serious about it, get your DSLR out, get your mirrorless out. All right, let's talk about setting up your camera. Again, preparation ahead of time will save so many problems, so much frustration. And again, fireworks only last for a couple minutes, maybe 10 minutes, maybe 15, maybe 20 minutes, but that's it. It's a rapid fire thing. And it's usually, once it starts, it goes right straight through. There's no lull for you to check stuff or fix stuff or anything. So you want to make sure everything is prepped ahead of time. First thing is set your camera on manual focus. Now, there's a problem with most cameras today. Our cameras do not have a distance scale on the lenses. So we can't tell what we're focused on. We want our lenses set at infinity. If your camera has a distance scale on it, that's great. Set it to infinity. If it doesn't, the best thing to do is go where you're going to be taking pictures, set your camera up, focus on something long ways in the distance. An apartment building 20 miles behind, a flashing water tower or a flashing cell phone tower. Get your camera to focus on that way in the distance. Once it is focused, take the camera from autofocus to manual focus with it being locked on that thing at infinity. And that way you know your camera will be set to infinity. Now, I like to do this just before I take pictures because you can do it from home. Then you walk over to where you're going to take pictures, or you drive to where you're going to take pictures. And the problem is your lens gets turned a little bit. So do it at the site where you're taking pictures and it'll just be so much better. Next thing. Set your lens or your camera, if it's on your camera, so that the shake control, so that all of your vibration reductions, your image stabilizing, everything is shut off. You don't want it on. You're shooting on a tripod. You don't want that stuff running. So shut all that stuff off. Next thing with your camera, set it to manual exposure. You want to set your settings ahead of time so that the camera is not hunting, trying different things all the time when you're taking pictures. So set it to manual. Now, you got your camera set up, it's on the tripod. You got everything set to manual. You got your lens set. You got your image stabilizing off. You've got it on manual exposure. What settings to use? What are the best settings? Well, here's what I like to use. And it's personal. It's my settings that I like to use. I like to use about 200 ISO. I like to use around f10 so I have some depth of field. And I like it to be, and this varies, between 6 and 10 second exposures. I like to see the movement in the fireworks. I don't want to just see the burst. I want to see the actual movement of the light. So that's what I like for the exposures that I get. And I find that it works very good. Now, some are going to be a little bit darker. Some are going to be a little bit lighter. But if you're shooting in RAW or you're shooting even in JPEG, you can adjust afterwards. And that brings me to my next point. What do you do for your lens? What lens do you use? Do you use a wide-angle lens, super wide-angle lens? Do you use a telephoto lens? Do you use a super telephoto lens? Well, it depends where you're taking pictures from, how far away the fireworks is, and so on and so forth. But, and here's my best pointer that I can give you. With fireworks, like a few other things in photography, I recommend shooting wider than too close. You can always crop in later. If your camera is set to the highest resolution that it can take and you get proper exposures, there's a lot of cropping you can do before your pictures will be lesser quality. So I like to include a lot more open area and then I go in and crop afterwards. Now, a good thing is if you've been to that fireworks show year after year, you'll know where they fire off the fireworks. You'll know how high they are. But even then, I still like to have a zoom lens on it, whether it's a wide angle zoom or a telephoto zoom, so that I can correct between pictures, because they may change things. They may change the height. Sometimes when there's cloud cover, they have them go off lower. Sometimes when there's a beautiful open sky, they go off higher. So they will change the height of the fireworks. So even though you were there last year and they went up really high, this year they may not be up as high. So having a zoom lens will allow you to zoom in and out between pictures. Now, between pictures, this isn't something where you have a lot of time. Fireworks go off rapid fire. Bang, 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 bang. But there's usually little pauses, just because, well, that's the way things work. Usually maybe for a second or two. And in those little pauses, when there's nothing going off, that's when I like to check, just to make sure that my focus looks good, just to make sure that I'm getting all the shots in and nothing's being cropped off. But it only takes a split second. I don't look at it for any longer than that. I just do a quick look on the back of the screen. Yep, it looks good, and I continue shooting. Don't wait too long or you'll miss it. So how many pictures can you get at a fireworks show? Well, this fireworks show that you've been seeing going on while I'm talking about this, I shot over 140 pictures at this show, which lasted just over 12 minutes. So fireworks shows, they're great options for taking pictures. You can get great pictures, but again, it goes fast. How about setting your camera up so that it takes its own pictures? So you set it up on an interval timer so that it takes picture after picture after picture after picture. You can do that. And I've seen people do it. I've seen great results from it. I don't like it. I like to take that second with the shutter button to push the button. I like to see in between that shot. I just like to have a little bit more control, but that's me personally. It's just something that I've always done over the years, and it's just pushing that button, I just know. So there's a few things to tell you. There's a few things to help you improve your photography. I hope you get out there, and I hope you take some amazing fireworks pictures. Let me know down below if you like taking fireworks pictures, and well, what your settings are that you use and what camera that you use. We'll talk to you next time. Have yourself a fantastic day. Get out there, take some amazing pictures of whatever you take pictures of, and have a great time doing it. Bye-bye now.